Welcome Aquarius, this is your July 6th through July 12th forecast, and for you we have spiritual development and growth as a focus point for you this week. So we're going to get you some clarity and some messages for you to help you have a successful week here. And let's see, okay, so it is looking like you're focused on balance, creating balance, and this could be within your work or just as a part of your process. So you may be learning and growing spiritually from a spiritual perspective, like reading texts, listening to books, watching videos. Whatever this is, you're deciding and working to balance out your growth, your learning with your practical application as well. So it's not about like you just learning and then trying to execute the learnings in your 3D environment, but it's also about you trying to create more balance between your work and your growth and learning. We also have the Six of Swords here as well. So it's like, yeah, there's lessons coming up. There's things that you are seeing that are coming to light here that are offering you opportunities to learn from that. Okay, so let's look at obstacles here. So we do have the Chariot here. So you may feel a little bit of resistance, or you may feel just a little bit of struggle with allowing yourself to be divinely guided and trusting in the guidance that you receive and trusting in the flow of things that are happening and occurring, and allowing yourself to experience without judgment and taking the lessons from your experience and letting it go. All the rest, all the energy, letting all that go. You've extracted your lessons out, and now it's time to allow yourself to continue to be guided and continue to move forward. So some of you are resisting along this path because it may not be turning out exactly how you want it to. You may not be receiving those blessings and those lessons in the exact way that you want to, but they're still happening. There's still opportunity for you to learn and to grow as a part of that process. So it's not for nothing. There's actually purpose in the things that you're experiencing. Even in you creating and putting up resistance, there's lessons in that you could learn. Okay, so let's see. What else is coming up here as a challenge? So we have the Five of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could be about your financial situation and that becoming more of a burden for you, or becoming more of a priority for you at this time. So you may have experienced a particular setback in some way, and that is weighing. It's creating a toll on you and your ability to stay focused, to stay believing in your dreams and your goals. So yeah, when we do have those setbacks that occur in the 3D, then it does kind of create this this obstacle and challenge for you, because you are, and I'm not saying like you in particular, but I feel like many of us, we are focused on blessings and abundance that is coming toward us, and then when we feel like we're putting that energy out and we feel like we're staying on that frequency, and then we experience a setback, or it doesn't occur or happen in the exact way that we want it to, what we're receiving, then we may feel like, okay, I failed in some way. But actually, no, you didn't. You received exactly what you needed at that time to show you where you're vibrating, where your energy is. And there may be some underlying, and we'll get right into that actually, some underlying obstacles that will bubble to the surface, some contrasts that you are needing to be made aware of so that you can adjust and grow. So let's see what else we have here. What are those underlying issues here? Okay, so you may in some way have, and this could be for some of you like inner child issues, or just issues from your childhood that are preventing you from having just either a really strong connection with your intuition and trust in source and in a God, whatever it is, whatever you call your creator. You may have some underlying deep issues with that connection. I do know individuals that are like that have had a incredibly difficult childhood, and they it has impacted their ability to connect with source. Okay, so that may be something here that bubbles to the surface. It could also be you feeling like there, for some reason within the home environment, you're not able to be your true authentic self, or the beliefs may be different. There may be different traditions, different values, different knowings that you subscribe to. Okay, so quite just as an example, one of you may be spiritual, one of you may be religious, and that may create a little bit of contrast within the home environment here. So we do have sort of those underlying fears coming up and coming to the surface. So you do believe in transformation, you do believe in change, you do believe in growth, and I feel like you do believe that you can grow together with your partner. You can grow as a family into a belief and have a belief system that works for everyone that's involved, or you will find a way to coexist, to allow your other half to explore their beliefs and grow on their path, and they allow you to do the same. And even though they may be different, you can still come together and create some sort of common ground amongst you. Okay, so let's see your approach here. So we do have the Ace of Cups. So you're definitely taking a loving approach. You're being open, you're being flexible, you're being adaptable. Yeah, you're giving out unconditional love because that's what you're wanting and expecting in return. So as you are being open and flexible and you're willing to listen, you're willing to learn, you're also expecting that in return and wanting that in return. So if anyone's cross-watching, this is what your Aquarius is doing and they're offering to you. So just be mindful of that and be open to that as well. Okay? So let's look at what else. Okay, so you may also be questioning those traditions, those values, those belief systems that just are no longer aligned with who you are and aren't true. So that may also be a source of contention with you and your partner, which we basically said that earlier, but this is really just that confirmation about the structures that are in place and you going against them and speaking out loudly and clearly and confidently, trusting in yourself and what you know to be true within you, and going against all of that. Okay? So this is you like waking up. And some of you are already awoke, but this is even furthering you along that process as you're being divinely guided. So there's always more. There's always more. So let's look at what other guidance we have here. So we have the Knight of Swords here. So taking a really direct and bold and courageous approach. We just said that here with you standing in your power and saying like, yeah, this doesn't align with me. This is not true for me. It may be true for you and that's okay. And there's no judgment there, but it's not true for me. Okay, so you are having the courage here to stand up and to connect with clarity and the truth. And that is from within because it's all inside of you. Everything that you need, the truth, the answers, all within you. What else? Judgment. Yeah, it is clearly coming out here. Like, yeah, the truth shall set everyone free. It shall set everyone free here. And that is in the most unconditionally loving way. So you being open to it, you being flexible, allowing yourself to grow and to learn and to process what you're being told and to question it and to connect within to know what the actual truth is what we see here. Spiritual elevation, growth, and you raising your frequency and vibration. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, so what else are we seeing here by way of outcomes and advice? So we do have the King of Swords here. Clarity. And then you are processing it in a constructive way. So you're not just running it through your heart space, you're also processing it from a logical perspective, like what makes a logical sense here. And even though we know that from an esoteric perspective, spiritual perspective, like logic doesn't really, come into play here, you are still with the text, with the instruction, with the hierarchical structures that are existing. You are questioning those and evaluating those from both perspectives, from a spiritual, high-level perspective, objective perspective, but also from like a logical perspective of like, yeah, this just does not make any sense here. Okay, so what else do we have here? So we have triumph over obstacles and troubles, and then you also getting some self-care practices in and having fun and enjoying yourself. I love that. So this is that confirmation of like, yeah, don't take yourself or things so seriously. You can advance, you can grow, expand your spirituality, all of that, but you can also have fun and enjoy yourself as well as a part of the process, or make sure you get that time in during the week here or weekend, whatever feels good to you. What else do we have here? So we have persistence, staying the course. So we know that you are bringing up some ideas here, some philosophies here that are not as common. And I do feel like there's a really strong presence here. If it's not an individual person or family, it can be just your environment, the environment that you exist in, that there's a lot of resistance here. They really want to keep you in the matrix or keep the family in the matrix in some way, but you're like over that. You're done with that. You see the truth. You've woken up. You're continuing to grow and expand. And you staying the course again towards your goals, your growth, your development is helping the process. It's helping to inspire others to see that there's more, to see that this doesn't align with how things truly are, how life works. So you staying persistent in your advancement journey is inspiring others, and having patience. Wonderful. So this is a very great point to make. And patience for all. So expecting and asking for patience from others and your partner, as well as you giving patience and being patient with others. Because we are all on this learning journey. And this is not about judging anyone for where they are or putting anyone down for where they are or making anyone feel silly. And I'm not saying you're doing these things, but someone may need to hear this. Just remember to have understanding, be emotionally intelligent, be open to new ideas, concepts, be open to understanding these structures and traditions if that's important to like you and your partner. That's something that's really important for them, for you to understand that. So it may take patience. It may take you listening and countering and asking questions and you both being open to the answers. Again, that requires patience, that requires understanding, that requires compassion. And you give that to yourself as well as to the world and to your partner, to whoever this is in your environment here. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so we have feeling balanced and centered and influenced by your own energy, that inner peace radiating, those auras, those high vibes, your frequency at its highest state, and not allowing any outside energies to affect you, being one with yourself, nature, earth, spirit, and the divine. So this is like, yeah, you have work to do, Aquarius, so don't get too caught up in, trying to change others' perceptions or viewpoints. This is about, again, just being flexible and open, and when those individuals are open to coming to the table, to talking things through, then that can ignite that conversation. But in the meantime, this is about you continuing to grow and expand yourself and raise your frequency. Okay? What else do we have? So we have new risks. It's giving the Fool vibes with faith and confidence in your journey. Trusting that success will come with a willingness to take risks and take the leap when it's necessary to bring in change and a sense of newness. So I feel like that is what we're seeing here. New philosophies, a new understanding of who you are and who you're becoming. So take those calculated risks, whatever that means for you. Okay? You must feel comfortable with it. You must do your research. And if it feels good to you and it feels right to you, then go for it. Okay? Experiment with those new ideas, those new philosophies. Experiment with you trusting your intuition and, okay, well, I feel this, so this must mean this, and this must mean I should go in this direction. Experiment with that. Allow yourself to trust the process, to test it out, see how it works, and adjust and change and work on your own language with source and your higher self on how to interpret your intuition and the messages that come to you. Okay? So let's see, what else do we have here? So we have your life force and communication. Wonderful. Yeah, so there's definitely some language that you can come up with, ways that you can find to communicate and have a greater understanding of what's happening with you and those downloads that you're receiving. So that I feel is another confirmation, and you rebuilding as part of the process. So this is not only based off of the knowledge and wisdom that you're receiving, but also allowing this to integrate into your 3D existence here. So you may be literally creating a new spiritual path for yourself and your partner and your family, whoever these individuals are that are being influenced by you, that are in your close vicinity. You may find that that's what you're here to do. Okay? So just be open to it, which I know you will. I keep saying that, so I know you will be open to it. And take those moments for self-care, to replenish yourself, body, mind, and soul. So when you're feeling like you're needing that, when you're feeling drained, then this is your reminder, that message, to meditate, to get out in nature, to ground yourself, to exercise, to drink more water, to get more sleep. Whatever those practices are that make you feel good, help you replenish yourself and heal yourself, you're being guided to do those things. All right. And let's get one more before we get out of here. So we have transformation. I love that. So you're surrendering to transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. So embrace that transformation because the best is yet to come. I love that. That is that confirmation for you to continue along your path, continue to grow and expand your frequency and your consciousness. Okay, Aquarius? So those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.